That was so good.
Oh my God, thank you.
That was really good.
Thank you.
I'm going to take that as admiration for my...
Don't take it as anything, though.
Okay.
Take it as a diss. She basically just sent for. She just sent for a diss track for it. What's your response?
I'm going to clap back. Right, okay.
All right, let's get rid of that phone.
Ready? What?
Did you do it on purpose?
Do what?
Clap
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
I did!
She's like, yeah, clap that.
Guys.
Duh.
I did, I promise. I did that on purpose. Okay, ready. Right.
You doing a countdown?
Yeah, do you want me to do the countdown?
Sure.
Unless you want to do it.
No.
All right, come on.
You go. She said, I want to be a part.
Okay.
I want to be involved.
3, 2.
This is After the Applause. Hi guys, welcome back to After the Applause. We are honoured to be joined with your girl Jeya. It's your girl Jeya.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm so good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast
Anytime, any
today.
place, anywhere.
Yes. So Jeya, if you don't know Jeya is the woman about Manchester at the moment. She's a host, she's an interviewer, she's an event organiser, she's an actor, she's multifaceted, aren't you?
Thank
Multi-talented.
I try. I do dabble.
So when we start every episode, Jeya, first question is, what was the first gig you ever went to?
Yous are going to be so shocked at this.
Okay, ready?
Like concert-wise, like
Concert gig.
Little Mix.
Love that. I love Little Mix.
Like 14-year-old Jeya sat going, take a sip of my secret potion. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
That was really me.
How times you'll fall in love.
How times have changed.
You wouldn't be there now.
Can't say with all that black and all, I would be in attendance.
Yeah,
but,
that's very fair, very fair. Do you think that, well, it didn't really shape your music love and taste now, but
Not
did it have a
at
big
all.
impact on you at the time?
I think being in a concert made me love what it was about. It then less became about the people who were performing and more about the actual production.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
I like
what it was
that.
for me.
Yeah, the behind the scenes, how it all works.
Yeah, hence NexGen.
Hence NexGen,
Hence
amazing.
NexGen.
We are going to talk about NexGen and the fact that you're a host and interviewer and running events, but you kind of started your creative career as an actor, right?
110%.
So
I
tell me a
did.
bit about that. How did you get into that?
Oh, where do I start? So many people don't actually know that creativity is a massive thing in my family. So my dad is a world-renowned sound engineer and DJ, and my mum is a world-renowned singer. She went on tour with the Gorillas and all people like
wow.
that. Yeah. So creativity is very much in my house, always been a thing that I've known. I started off in dance, funnily enough. I was in a tutu. Doing pirouettes. That's where I started, and I loved dance, but I was like, this isn't what I wake up and I think I want to do this for the rest of my life. So I tried so many things like singing and dancing, and then I stumbled across acting. Everyone was always like, you're so dramatic, like everything you do is so dramatic. So I thought, okay, drama, acting, schools, okay, and I kind of looked into it from that point, and I got into acting very, very quickly. I kind of started in an acting school, going to acting classes, and I got told that I have a knack for it very, very quickly. And I feel like you always have to listen to those people around you because they'll see in you what you don't see in yourself. And because of that, I just kind of went, okay, let me try and take this seriously. 6 months into acting, at 15 years of age, I was cast on a show for the BBC. So that's kind of where it all started for me.
And just went from there.
From there, strength to strength in a lot of things that I'm doing,
Amazing.
a lot of things that are happening.
And you said that your dad's a well-renowned sound engineer and DJ and your mum was a singer. Did you ever feel like they kind of, not forced, but they were trying to encourage you down the music route?
It's so crazy because background-wise, I'm Jamaican and Indian. So stereotypically and very traditionally in Asian culture, it's very heavily educational based. Like I was always taught school comes first, coming from creatives, it was wild to hear as a child, but I get it because they then later, after their creative careers, went into doing something of a profession of being a youth worker, being a teacher and all things like that. So they always instilled in me, and like education does come first, but your passions, like we care about them and we want you to exercise them. So for me, I always try to find the balance between education and my passions, which was creativity.
Yeah, 100%. I can imagine because of their experiences, they were a lot more supportive of you balancing your creative with education.
110%. Like, I think my mum and my dad are 100% my biggest cheerleaders. Like, they help me even with things like NexGen. They always turn up to shoots. They're always there clapping me on. And they're my biggest fans, but biggest critics at the same time. I learn a lot from them because they've done it. They've lived that life.
100%.
So,
But I think it's good that they're your biggest critics as well because it keeps you grounded and humble at the same time.
100%. Sometimes when I'm like, okay, that was like, it could have been better in this way and that way, they'll let me dissect what it is that I did first and then go, yeah, no, 100% agree. You could have gone further in this and that and that and that. And it becomes more of an open conversation rather than taking criticism, which I've always loved and I've always appreciated. So, yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Shout out mum and dad.
Shout out mums
out
and
y'all.
dads. Love that. They help you with the NexGen, which you set up a year ago, last October 2024.
Yes.
What was the trigger for you to set up NexGen?
There was kind of two things. It was kind of, I looked at my friends and everyone around me who's trying to make it in the creative industry and I said, we don't have much. I always think events that I used to go to were so creative specific. So it was either for music, for acting, for poetry, for fashion. And I thought, hang on, I could utilize some of these people in different spaces in my creative path. Like as an actor, I need a photographer or a videographer. I need someone for my headshots. I need someone for monologues. Do you know what I mean? You probably do need a sound engineer and all these things. So I thought, why is there never really a space where all creatives are together and there's an open conversation about what it is that you do? That was the first thing. And the second thing was, I'm heavily around people in the industry that I never knew I would be around by default. And I guess it's a privilege of where my mum and dad are coming from, that I know some very cool people that do some very cool things and are probably behind the scenes of some of like your favorite artists, your favorite bands, your favorite fashion designers. So I just kind of sat there and said to myself, well, if I have these connections and I don't have a need to use them, why would I not pass on that to other people who will find a need in it? And it kind of became a thing of like, I know there's somebody out there who gave me my chance and gave me my shot and gave me knowledge. Let me be that anchor for other people who don't know where to start. So that's kind of where it all came from.
That's quite amazing because I don't feel like, I mean, we've had this conversation with other people that in Manchester, it can be quite, you know, cliquey and, you know,
100%.
people talk about community and collaboration, but then when you step on someone else's toes or you're doing similar things, it can be seen as like, you know, you're stepping on what I'm doing. Like there's not really much collaboration there. And so I can imagine when you first came to do this, people were a bit like, what's she trying to gain from this? What's her intentions here?
Yeah, I think my age obviously plays a massive factor into a lot of things. Like I think as well, it's a topic that I'm forced to talk about because people make me talk about it. And I've never really seen my age as a boundary or a weakness. I've always seen it as my strength of, okay, I'm actually somebody who's 22, who's in what a lot of like 18 to 25-year-olds are trying to do. And some of you guys that are for that age or past that age or whatever it is that you're trying to do, it's not that you're not a part of what we're doing, but you're not living in the same time at the same age of what it is that we're trying to do. I kind of took it as a thing of, I think I got very, very lucky in the creative community of being kind of open with welcome arms. And people were more like, oh, like at the time, like, oh, she's a 21-year-old. She's like figuring out what it is she wants to do. And then I kind of just came in and kind of caused this like massive explosion. And people were like, oh, like, okay, this is, you're doing this for real. Like, this isn't just like a little event, a one-time thing. This is you're here to stay, make your mark in Manchester. And I think from there, very quickly, I kind of learned who's for the movement that I'm trying to do and who's, it's not really their cup of tea. And that's fine. And we all have differences. But I think my thing is I'm so heavy on what collaboration is, how we can all connect things. Because if I have, for example, the panelists to be able to give information, but you have the artists that are going and doing shows and you know the underground scene, whether it's in rap or jazz or contemporary, whatever it is, I need you as much as you need me. So instead of now looking at how can I do what you do, why don't we just collaborate? And that's kind of where my first ever NexGen event, shout out Vibe HQ, started. It started in a collaboration of me going to Vibe HQ going, look, I'm new to this scene. I know I've got panelists that people will really, really benefit from hearing from. But creatives, I don't know any in Manchester. I know my circle of friends, and other than that, I knew nobody.
The people that you've met from setting up NexGen, it's grown immensely. You know, your first event you did at Cove in Didsbury.
I did.
Then you moved to On the Hush, and now you're at Club 94.
Yeah.
And, you know, the progression of those events, you can see how more people are coming and more people are interacting and wanting to be involved with the community you're trying to help build. What I also really like about the event is that you do it at these independents. It's not like chain venues or chain restaurants or anything. So is there an importance for you as well that the event is at an independent?
I think it's never really a factor of I've looked at it like that. I think, again, like I'm really, really fortunate that I have a lot of people who reach out to me to just be like, we support what it is that you're doing. What can we do? And when it comes from that like respect, you automatically think, you're giving me an opportunity here to not only exercise what I'm doing, but for me to help you exercise what you're doing. So to me, it's always never been a second thought of like, if a venue does reach out to me, well, why wouldn't we use it? I'm getting as much exposure as you are. And it seems it's a fair trade to me because I need somewhere to host my events. And you need people who are going to be in your venue who potentially are now going to use your venue for things, who are going to consume drinks or whatever it is. Like it works very much like this is an equal partnership. I think I've never been one for chain places because when it does come to that, it is the money element of it. And I can appreciate that a lot of people in the creative community who put on these events for creatives, we are doing it out of our own pocket. Like it does stem from us and it does come from us. So if I'm investing so much into something, I'd like to think that other people are investing that back into me because I can't pour into a cup that's overflowing for you and now mine's empty, I've got nothing left to pour.
100%. So what do you think's like a positive, there's so many positives, but the main positive thing for you that you've seen having witnessed the progression of NexGen?
Genuinely, it sounds so cliche, but the level of confidence of when I see similar faces at my events, like they are now coming into their own. I've had people who have performed at the starts of NexGen and have done a performance more recently, and I think your growth is crazy. Before, you didn't really have stage presence. You couldn't really make eye contact. You didn't even really have the confidence to go and say hi to people in the room. And now you've created a community for yourself. Like that is genuinely what I do it for. I do it for the fact of us all having each other. Like without going to creative events, all other creative events, I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't know anybody in this room. And I think it's so vital and important that the value you then find in people. I found some of my best friends in this industry that now it doesn't just stem to business, it stems to my personal life and I can't imagine my life without them. So because of that, it's always been a thing to me of like, such a positive is genuinely, I know the words thrown around like it's going out of fashion, but the community of what it is that you build around it. Like I'm so thankful for everybody who's around me in this space.
And would you say that the community that you have seen grown from NexGen, you've seen a lot of collaboration within that community now, or you've seen more than you did before?
I think we're getting there. I think we've still got a long way to go. I think it's still the underlying topic of nobody wants to actually talk about how competitive Manchester is. And it is.
Yeah.
And that's fine because people want to be able to put their name on it and attach it to it. But I think I always look at the things of like what I was saying to you earlier, like if I know there's an opportunity for me that I can't commit to 100%, or I'm not going to deliver in the way somebody else would, I am so happy to take a step back from that because I'm aware that just because something's put in front of your face or placed on your lap doesn't mean it's actually your calling for you to do it. Sometimes you have to know what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses and own that. And whatever your weaknesses are, go and look for the other person that it's their strength in. And I think that's like an amazing thing. I'm going to shout out Alicia Savage from Sav PMP. Yes. That's an amazing thing of a business partnership that I found in her of where like the things I genuinely struggle with, you execute absolutely amazingly. And I look up to you for that. And the same thing's vice versa. She's like, you're doing this and I don't even necessarily have the confidence to do that. Would you be on board of doing this? And now it's not even a brain. It's a no-brainer when it comes to situations that there's a collaboration there, regardless of whatever happens. And I think I'd love to see more of that in Manchester of where we don't need to compete. We've all got the same end goal. Well, allegedly, we're all trying to do it for the creatives.
Yeah.
We're all trying to do it for the community. So if that's everyone's end goal, why are we all not collaborating?
I literally had this conversation yesterday with another creative saying how, you know, we all want to grow, and the
100%.
only way we can grow is by working together and helping
course.
build each other up. And if we're not doing that within the scene, how are we meant to grow? Like they say, no man is an island.
I just think if you're trying to do it by yourself, then you're in the creative industry for the wrong reasons. And if you want to be the face of what Manchester is, you're in it for the wrong reason. NexGen for me very much started as this is a creative thing, and genuinely for the only purpose of videos is why people know I'm attached to NexGen. Because otherwise I would happily let it stand alone and stand for itself. I like to think that when I necessarily am busy or I surpass things in NexGen, it's not the JEYA show. NexGen is not about JEYA. You're not coming to come and see JEYA. You're coming here for the community. So no matter who I put in place in NexGen, it will function and work the same way, because the ethos and the community that it's based off speaks for itself. It doesn't matter whether I'm there or not.
So the fact that NexGen is purely about NexGen and not JEYA, what's a lesson that you've learned from setting up NexGen?
I've learned it's a lot harder to plan events than people tell you it is. All you event planners and promoters, where were you? Why did you not tell me it's this much graft? But seriously, like, kudos to everybody who gets up and event planning is your life, or it's even your side hustle. It's not an easy thing to do. But I think I've learned, NexGen has taught me to be less selfish and be more selfless in the elements of things that I take for granted, of whether it's connections, whether it's people, whether it's access to spaces, access to equipment. I am in a very fortunate place of a lot of people around me will do things, and they will do because they love me. Other people aren't in that situation. Other people are in that where they're having to find that, pay for that, seek that for themselves, and they don't necessarily know where to go. And I think that's why I've kind of opened myself up as a hub to be able to do that. I like to think so, of where people are like, JEYA, by any chance, I know it's a long shot, but do you know anyone who da-da-da-da-da-da? And that for me then becomes okay, cool, let me see what I can do or who I can put in place for that. So NexGen has definitely taught me the element of being a little bit more grateful for what you have and acting upon it in a lot less of a selfish way.
Got to say, side note, you are so, like, considering you are a lot younger than most creatives in the scene, you're so well-spoken, and
Thank
you are
you.
also very driven.
Thank you so much.
And, you know, you've just mentioned earlier how a lot of people kind of second-guess you because of your age. But what is the reason for you being so driven?
There's so many things. But if I was to genuinely knuckle it down, that's all I've ever known. That's all I've ever seen. My family are those people. We are doers, we are givers. And no matter how much it is that you take from me, my family have always given more. And I feel like when you're around such a level of love, acceptance, understanding, it becomes second nature. It's never something I've second guessed myself in. I think I'm very deep rooted, especially being raised by a West Indian grandmother, who unfortunately is no longer with us. Like, I was taught very early on, your morals will lead you and they'll guide you, and you'll know what's right for you to do. I think I sit in that a lot. Whenever I feel conflicted or I'm confused about something, I sit in it and go, well, how do I actually feel about it? And what is the reason that I'm actually doing that for? Because if I'm just doing it for me, for the sake of doing it for me, should I really be doing it like that? And I'm not saying don't go and take opportunities for yourself, but I'm saying you can't try and be a part of this community and be an anchor and a pillar for other people and want to inspire, and that's what I do, and then be selfish. It doesn't work that way. So I've always sat down and gone, the reason I'm so driven is genuinely the people around me. I want to see everyone make it out. I want to be up here, but I want everybody up here with me. Like, I think there is enough space in the world for everyone to blow, and I believe in your dream as much as you believe in mine. And I've always kind of sat in that, and I think the people that then I'm around, it speaks for itself, because everyone is that way. Everyone is I'll give you this. If I've got my last £10 in my pocket, but you need it, I'll give it you, and I get that back. So my art of for why I'm driven for what I do is genuinely because I've been in some bad places and people have got me out of it. So let me do that for somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really love that.
Oh, thank you.
So what do you hope to do with the second year of NexGen now?
Knock yous all out of the water. No, I'm joking. Collaborate more, have more in it for creatives in the sense of it leading to a lot of things. I think NexGen is very much at a point now of where you make the connection, but do people really follow up on the connection? I would never know because it's left in your hands. I'd love to be more involved and have a team around helping people actually navigate how to be more involved in what it is that they're looking for. So for example, like even Simone Riley, who we had from the BBC, shout out Simone, a massive inspiration of mine, and I admire her so heavily for what it is that she does in the community. People have then since gone and been on the BBC, but I don't think necessarily, and I wouldn't know, people have necessarily looked into apprenticeships from the BBC, whether they knew how to or not. So it's even things of like, people that I see where they're like, oh, I want to get into like social media marketing. It's like, well, there's 20 million apprenticeships out there. Like, let me help and guide you. Like, maybe if you have more of that knowledge. So I think as much as I am doing, now be a follow-upper of what I'm doing. Like, let's put it into motion. Let's make a plan. It's not just you come to NexGen, you make the connection, and you never think about it again, or you feel like, now I've got to navigate this by myself. The stop and the support doesn't end just because the event's done. It's continuously there. So that's what I see for the second year of NexGen.
Do you think there's a lot of people that maybe don't have the right people around them to motivate them to go and do that follow-up stuff?
I think it is also based on circumstance. I'm not going to lie, we all have our down days. I know I have my days that I don't want to get out of bed, and I don't want to do it, and I don't want to post, and I don't want to... But I think I'm very much around people who push and motivate me because I see what they're doing, and it's not a competition. It's just that, okay, you now inspire me to want to do more. And because of that, if you're like, it's the cliche of the saying of like, if you're surrounded by 10 millionaires, you're going to be the 11th. Do you know what I mean? Because you pick up what it is that people are around you. You chill with 7 people that every single night out they're going getting obliterated, or that's what they're doing. You're going to become that, like, and that's what it's going to become your environment and what you know. And I want to change and flip that narrative because I didn't come from having the best friends or people that are interested. I'm the only one of my friends that I grew up with that's a creative. Everyone else is in normal 9-to-5s, and I'm so happy for them because they found what makes them happy and what it is that they want to do. But I was never surrounded around creatives other than my family. So had I have not had that level of escape and those other people, I probably never would have fallen into the creative community because I didn't know it and I wasn't around it. So I'd probably still be sat here saying, yeah, name, number, can I check you in? And it's not my passion. So I think, yeah, like, again, building people around you and having that environment of where it's an open conversation, what you lack, I might have a strength in, and what I lack, you have a strength in. So it just makes sense.
I think that's a great idea, doing that whole follow-up kind of scheme, but
yeah,
definitely you've got to be careful of people that are just lazy and don't take action with the stuff that you provide them with.
I always say you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it. And at the end of the day, like, you've got to want it as bad as I am. I like to see it as I've set the first step of NexGen's there, you have the information, you're around creatives. It's then on you to do a little bit more research and kind of follow it up. But that doesn't mean that my support ends there. Then it's my next step to help you figure out where it is that you're going. And then it's your next step to actually execute it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it kind of works in a stepping stone and a pillar system of where it's give a little, take a little, give a little, take a little, give a little, take a little. But you'll forever be balanced. And then it will work like this. And then if everyone works like that, I think we'd be a lot further than where we are right now.
Yeah. I hope people are really taking note of what you're saying.
Where's your notepad and pen?
For real.
Oh,
For real. We've got one over there. Amazing. So if people have loved everything you've been speaking about today, everything that you're trying to do with NexGen, where can they find you? Where can they find NexGen?
On my 20 million thousand accounts that you're all sick of me because of. No, it's NexGen, not next. Because everyone always puts a T and there's no T. That might have been because I was dyslexic and I didn't know how to spell it when I actually originally wanted to start it. A little secret, but it's ENXGENETWORK_. That's NexGen Network _. And then if you want to find me, I'm JEYA _X.O, and I do some pretty cool things from time to time.
Pretty.
Sometimes.
Very, I'd say very.
I dabble, different dabbles sometimes.
Yeah, you do very cool things, for sure. Okay, last question for you, JEYA. What do you do after the applause?
Sorry, I find myself so funny. Literally, or here?
Give us both, because I want to hear both now.
Ooh. After here, I go and sit down and do even more research of everybody who's in this room.
Okay.
Because...
Stalker.
110%. Everybody in this room, hey, you can't see what I can see behind the camera, girl. No, but like stalk you a little bit and also understand a little bit more about you and how I can equally involve everybody who's in this room in what it is that I'm doing.
Love that.
Because you've involved me in a part of you. Time for me to return you the favour.
Gosh.
110%. So that's what I do physically after here.
Okay, love that.
But after the literal applause, put my head down and keep working, keep grafting. It doesn't end, it doesn't stop. I'm not where I want to be. I'm grateful for where I am. I'm not where I want to be.
Do you take a minute to rest ever? That's a no.
You're getting a no behind the camera.
That is a no.
It's a yes and it's a no. I think I will never be a victim of my circumstance. Everyone's got so much going on and you can't try and lead people in what it is and sit down and go, you know, I'm going to have a day off. It's not how it works. But I thrive off it. It's not this isn't a chore to me. This is what I love to do. I genuinely love the people around me. I love what it is that I do. I want to put every ounce of my time into that. So because of that, hey, every day, even though it's work to some, it's fun to me.
Love that. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us on the
so much
podcast
for
today.
having
It's
me.
been an honour. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this week's episode as much as I have. It's been really interesting to actually sit down with JEYA and hear her perspective and her reasonings as to why she set up NexGen, and definitely go check her out on socials everywhere. I'll put her socials in the description because she's doing so much around in the scene in Manchester, so definitely go check her out.
I try.
Thank you, loyal listeners, as always, for tuning in wherever you're tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, help get this out and about, and I'll see you next time on After the Applause.
This is why you've got to do mine.
Oh.
No.
Catch ya later. I actually have a question for you. You know, when you do that, have you ever fallen over?
No, but I literally...
Because I see you do it and I think, bro, I would be head first on the floor.
No joke, little disclaimer, you're catching some off-the-record thing. I did this at Clint's Fest when I interviewed Chipmunk, and right next to Chipmunk was K-Trap, and I literally fell over K-Trap's foot and then had to stand and interview him. Oh. So I said, okay, maybe calm the next one down. But yeah, I wanted the ground to swallow me. I was like, interview? Thank you.
This is After the Applause.